Hi, this is Maginoni, and welcome to another edition of The Good, the Bad, and the Disappointing. I bet you're wondering, why is there a shiny cover which could potentially be the good? Well, DC finally did something somewhat decent, and that is the good, Black Manta #1. Now, even though I'm saying that this is a good issue, good read, by far I would not consider this a spectacular read or something that's earth-shattering or anything like that. But this is exactly what I wanted to see in a crossover of this kind of magnitude. Because, see, if you really look at all these other shiny covers, what you really get is origins. Like, we get an origin of Harley Quinn, we get an origin of Solomon Grundy, and they don't really even tie into the villain's storyline. It's just, well, we have to fill up some space, we have to sell some issues, so let's do an origin. And how many of these origins can you really read, right? Before you get bored. But this does it a little bit differently, in that, yes, you do get the motivation as to why Black Manta wants to kill Aquaman. But then it goes into story of what happens before and after. Like, see right here, what we get is at the very beginning of the story, you have Black Manta. He's in prison. They're talking about, hey, join Suicide Squad. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna have to decline that because I know what that means. And so you get, this is where he's at. I get that. Then you have the crime syndicate breaking out all the supervillains, and we get to see that happen through Black Manta's eyes. And then finally, we get the huge meeting with all the villains, and then now we actually get a motivation as to why Black Manta is against the crime syndicate. So this is the way I believe these types of stories should work. Give me a reason why this guy is like he is in the upcoming series. I don't want necessarily just an origin issue, because how many of those can you read before you get bored? Let me tell you, I got bored really quickly. But overall, the art was good, the writing was good, and so overall, I'm going to give DC props for at least doing one cross villains book title done well. The bad. Oh, the bad. I can't believe fingerprints are there. Lobo. This is got to be one of the biggest efferys I have ever seen in my life, where DC has absolutely no regard for the history of the character, no regard for the fans, and they just want to spit all over them. And when I say spit all over them, I don't mean that in a good way. See, because the thing is, this Lobo apparently isn't good enough under the new 52. Whoa, shocking. It's not good enough. So what do they have to do? They have to make Abercrombie Fitch Lobo. Really? That's not Lobo. That's a male model who's pretending to be Lobo. That's the guy who's cosplaying as Lobo and everybody laughs at, because that is not Lobo. And wow, I'm really impressed. He killed an unarmed man, cut him to pieces with some energy blades. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, you're the main man. You're the big shot. God, I can't wait to see your further stories, to see what you're going to end up doing after killing an unarmed man drinking. Please. This is ridiculous. And, they're trying so hard to say, this is Lobo. Everything you knew about Lobo is wrong. And I'm like, no, this is not Lobo at all. I'm sorry. I don't know what type of storyline you're trying to do, other than, well, let's try to do the storyline that's going to anger as many DC fans as possible. Because this is not being creative. This is being stupid. And somebody obviously is thinking, well, if we wanted to make a movie, I don't know of an actor who can actually possibly portray this type of a character. But, we could probably get Ben Affleck, if he's not busy with Batman, and throw him as Lobo or something stupid like that. Because, he's got a frame that we could sell. Women will flock to him, and, he'll be a billion-dollar movie star, versus the wild man who's smoking a cigar that would actually cause people to flee in terror. And I don't know. This whole thing, I mean, even the battle with these aliens, it's just not inspiring. I mean, Jesus, he's got a sword that cuts through everything. How hard is it to kill a bunch of savage aliens, you know? Just, wow, that took a lot of skill and talent, you know? This is, like, ridiculous. And, you know, I would just set this thing on fire if I didn't think that this cover would cause massive problems in my house if I set it on fire, because this is a joke. This is I don't have enough bad words to really use to describe it. I mean hell, shouldn't this have been in Stormwatch or something like that? On top of that, okay, I will say this: the art's okay. You know, there's some good moments to it. It's kind of sketchy, and I kind of like the sketchy look to it. But you know, when you come to the very end and you go, "You took my name, and I'm gonna come after you," I'm like, really? You're kind of late to the party. You know, Lobo's been around a lot longer, and for you to finally, find him, wow, you're really good, aren't you? You know, you're somebody who should be feared. Ooh, look at me tremble. Give me my old Lobo back. That's simple. This is just a mess. Now let's go with the disappointing. The Ultimates is a common recurring theme under this series, because this really is a true disappointment. You know, you have the end of the Ultimate Universe coming, and it's just a jumbled mess. You know, it's like, let's just have mindless battling that really means absolutely nothing, just because we know that it's nothing matters, since Galactus is going to eat everybody. And that's what this is. Now, in theory, it should be fun. You know, it should be a time where you can really challenge things and do some interesting things. But it's not even challenging. It's not really interesting. You know, the fact that Susan Richards is Kang from the future is a joke. And, you know, the art's just okay. I mean, it's nothing that I would say it's great. In fact, if this was in a regular Marvel comic, I'd be pretty pissed off. Like if it was an Amazing Spider-Man or Superior Spider-Man or Avengers or something like that. But overall I'm just really, really disappointed. And it's I don't know. It's like, for me, what I look forward to is when I get to the end game, I want this huge build-up. I want something truly amazing. And, you know, they have the stage set. You know, you have the evil Reed Richards, you had the Infinity Gauntlet, and even that was a non-interesting storyline, collecting the gems. So, that's what I mean. It's like this whole thing was just like built on a very fragile house of cards, and when it came to issue 30, it just crumbled. And when you see Galactus at the end, you just go, well, thank God, because, you know, this book is horrible. I mean, if anything, I'm hoping that these guys, you know, they're getting experience, and maybe, you know, 2 years from now, we're going to see some stellar work from them. I doubt it, based on what I've read here, but there's always hope. This is what I'll do for you guys, though. I'll give you the code. You can see for yourself. I have a feeling this code is probably going to be the only code that's not taken, ever. I wouldn't take the code. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video. Crunchyroll anime reviews, right there. Facebook. And I'll have some more reviews later, so until next time.